Hi ladies, this is a prenatal yoga class. You can be anywhere from 4 weeks to almost giving birth to do any of these exercises, or I should say stretches. Not really exercises, more stretches. So we're just going to do a lot of flowing through poses, a lot of intentional breath work. We're not going to do much on our back, if anything at all, and if we do, in the end, it's going to be for not even a minute. And same thing, obviously we're not going to go on our belly or do any twists. So as we go through all the stretches, it's really just about bringing the awareness back into the body, to feel this new body, to feel all the ins and outs of, now you're carrying this extra weight. You have this baby, you have a baby inside of you, and you're carrying that weight, and it's just, everything's changing. And that's the one thing that's just what happens when you become a mom. And so I want this practice to be about you, and about you connecting with your body, you connecting with your spirit, and connecting with your baby. So to get us started, we're going to start off by sitting down. Now, as you can see behind me, I sit down on a bolster. You can also sit down on a block, or if you have a blanket, roll it up and sit down on the blanket. It just takes off all that pressure sitting down on the hard floor, making sure your hips are 90 degrees. Just come sit down. Allow yourself to be nice and comfortable, nice and relaxed. You'll feel your spine lengthen as your hips drop forward, the knees away from the torso, and place the hands down on the thighs. Take a moment here to close the eyes and allow the shoulders to drop away from the ears. They just kind of melt away. And as you close your eyes here, do a little body scan. You bring the awareness to the top of the head, runs through the eyebrows, let the brows drop away from each other. Let the tongue drop off the roof of the mouth. You feel the shoulders drop away from the ears. And you bring your awareness into your belly here. As we go through all these poses and flows, we really want to start with the breath first, then flow into the pose. As we take that nice deep inhale here, take a nice deep breath, inhale through the nose, fill the belly like a balloon, fill all that air in there. On the exhale, open the mouth and release all that air. Navel comes into the spine. And release the air out of the mouth. Let's focus on that again here. Inhale through the nose, fill the belly as much as you can, a little longer inhale than usual. Once you get to the top, it's nice and full. Open the mouth. Release all that air. Feel the navel pull in, shoulders drop away from the ears. And focus on this breath here a few more times. Nice deep long inhale. Nice long exhale. You'll feel the belly shift forward and back. And stay with this breath rhythm. You feel the knees drop away from the torso. You're bringing your gaze, you're bringing your thought process within. Don't worry about anything that's happening in today or your to-do list or anything that you have to do after this. It's all about right here, right now, on your mat, in this very present moment. It starts with the breath. It ends with the breath. Keep that connection here. Take 2 more breaths here. No rush. Nice and slow and intentional. As you release all that air wherever you are, Take a moment to take a nice deep inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the hands all the way up to the sky. Allow your belly to come forward, chest as well, and give yourself a little arch in the lower back. A little back bend here as you look up to the ceiling. Nice deep stretch. And on your exhale, bring the hands together and slide them down in front of the nose, the chin, down in front of the heart space. And bow the chin slightly. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, round the arms all the way back up to the sky. Nice deep back bend here, little arch. Exhale, bring the hands together, prayer hands all the way, run them down over the brows, the chin, down to the heart space. And set your intention here, whether that means being present as you can, whether it means staying connected, letting go of images of self, of others, or forgiveness. Take a moment to set the tone of your practice. We'll do one more flow with our intention. Inhale through the nose, lift the arms all the way up, nice big circles all the way. Exhale, bring the palms and fingers together, let the hands come down in front of the face, down in front of the chest. Take a nice deep inhale, lift those hands all the way back up to the sky, nice deep arch here. On your exhale, bring the right hand down to the side of your hips, down to the mat. Once your hands are nice and flat on the floor, slide it out a little bit away from your hips to feel that nice long stretch in the left side. Reach that left hand over the head and tilt the chin up towards the sky. Take a nice deep breath here, feel that rib cage stretch, drop the shoulders, drop the knees. And as we hold here with that top hand, wrap it across your lower back, palm faced away from you. Drop the shoulder, look up to the ceiling here. We'll do a little neck stretch here as we feel that side stretch. On the inhale, tilt the chin up to the ceiling. On the exhale, drop the chin down towards the floor or towards the shoulder. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, tilt the chin up. Exhale, tilt that chin down towards the right shoulder. Inhale, slowly push off on that right hand. Lift those hands all the way back up to the sky. Nice deep back bend here. On your exhale, bring the left hand down to the floor. Slide it out. Feel that the right side stretch. Bring that top hand over the head and tilt the chin up towards the sky. Take a nice deep breath. Bring the awareness back to the shoulders. Let them drop away from the ears. As the hip drops down towards the floor, the knee stays away from the torso. Deep breath here. Feel the navel pull in on the exhale. Feel the belly fill and lift on the inhale. Take a nice deep inhale, and with that top hand, wrap it across the lower back, palm faced away from you. And tilt the chin up towards the sky. Inhale deeply, hold here. Exhale, look down towards the left fingers. The chin hovers over the left shoulder. One more time. Inhale, look up to the ceiling. Exhale, look down towards the fingers again. Slowly push off on those left hand. In the left hand, lift the hands all the way back up to the sky. Nice deep arch here. On the exhale, interlock the fingers behind you. Let them drop. As the fingers interlocked, you're going to straighten the arms behind you, or if you have a bolster behind you, you can always grab that. Bring the belly and chest forward and look up to the sky. A little arch here. You'll feel the stretch in the front of the shoulders. Let the chin come up towards the ceiling a little bit here. Take a nice deep intentional breath. Inhale through the nose, fill that belly. You'll feel the chest Rise. On the exhale, you'll feel the navel pull into the spine, release all that air. Inhale, slowly unwind, bring those hands all the way back up to the sky. On the exhale, drop the hands down to the mat, and we'll pop up onto our knees. Come all the way up into your tabletop position. If you were using a bolster, slide it out away from you. Allow your wrists to be in line with the shoulders, knees in line with the hips. Spread your knees out a little bit wider than your hips here. We're going to do a little free movement, I call it. On the inhale, you can slowly shift the hips in a big hip circle forward, almost as if you're coming into up dog or cobra. On the exhale, you can shift the hips to the other side of the mat and then roll them back as if you're coming into child's pose. But allow yourself all this belly movement here. Feel the stretch in the hips. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. You can also just stay in your tabletop and just rock from side to side as if you're looking over one shoulder or the other. Or if you like the child's pose and then coming up into cobra, you're more than welcome here. This is just a matter of keeping your gaze down on your mat. Bring the awareness into the body to what feels good. What stretch does the body need that you didn't realize feels really, that you needed that release? Or maybe there's one side that feels a lot tighter. This is that moment where we connect and breathe. Deep breath. 2 more breaths. Last inhale here. Last exhale. Slowly make your way back to tabletop position. Wrist in line with shoulders, knees in line with hips. We're going to do a little cat-cow here. Interlock the finger, lock the elbows here. Take a nice deep inhale, drop the belly, look up to the sky. Push the shoulder blades away from the ears here. So if you're pushing the hands into the floor and you feel a little lift. On the exhale, round the spine, look down towards your navel and tuck the pelvic bone in. Inhale, look back up to the sky, nice arch in the spine. Exhale, round the spine, tuck your tailbone in. Let's do that 2 more times at your breath rhythm. On the inhale, you look up. On the exhale, you round the spine. 1 more here. And slowly come back to center tabletop position. Take a step, stay here, and just extend the left leg all the way back behind you. Flex the toe and drop the toe down to the floor. Press into the finger pads, and you're going to just rock to the back of the mat and then rock forward a little bit here. You're going to feel the stretch in the calf muscles here, maybe even in the shin. Just a little forward and back motion. Take a breath here. Push into those finger pads. Breathe here. Hold here for a breath to feel that calf stretch. Take a nice deep inhale. Press your weight into the right knee and hand. You're going to slowly open the hips and shoulders towards the left side of your mat. Turn the right foot to go behind you, to lift the left hand up to the sky, all the way up. That left hand is planted back to the back of the mat. The left hand comes up, and the weight is on the right knee and right hand. You're going to shift the hips forward. If this is too much for you, use a block, grab it, bring it underneath the hand, and it gives more room. It's all about having room here, opening the belly, giving the belly space in between each flow. So bring the hand up to the sky, take a breath here. You can reach that top hand over the head too if you'd like. Take a nice deep inhale. And on your exhale, drop the shoulders down to the mat. Drop the left hand all the way down. Shift the hips forward to face the mat. And same thing, hold that calf stretch just as we started. A little rock forward and back. Take a nice deep inhale, lift the back leg off the floor, hold here for a breath, hips parallel with the mat. You almost as if you're trying to kick that back leg behind you as you push into the finger pads here. Take a breath. And on your exhale, bend the knee and drop it down to the floor. Rock a little side to side here, to one side of the mat, then to the other. A little hip stretch. Slowly come back to center, other side. Extend the right leg behind, flex the toe, and drop the toes down to the back of the mat. Feel the calf stretch here as you push into the finger pads, and the heel wants to come down towards the floor. It won't, but that's the direction it wants to go. And once you feel that stretch, you can do a little rock forward and back. We're on our feet all day, and with that extra weight, we really want to open and close and feel the stretch in our lower extremities, the calf muscles, the hips, the groin, our feet. We're on our feet all day. That's our foundation. This really helps to open the arches of our feet as well. So one more rock forward and back. And slowly just press back into the heel one last time to feel that stretch. Take a nice deep inhale. Press the weight of your body into the left hand and left knee. Turn the left foot to go behind you as you lift the right hand all the way up to the sky and the hips face the sides of the room. Lift the hand up to the sky. The weight is on the finger, the palm and the knee. And same thing, you can use the block to press underneath the left hand for more room. And you can bring that hand over the head if you'd like. Take a deep breath as you shift the hips forward. Relax the shoulders. Bring that awareness in. Take one more deep inhale. And on your exhale, round that top hand down to the floor. The hips, the shoulders face the mat. Slide the block out if you are using it. Press into the fingers. Flex the back toe. One more calf stretch here. And take a nice deep inhale, lift that back leg 6 inches off the floor. Keep the toes flexed. Take a breather here. Allow the hips to face towards the mat as you shift that back heel as if you're trying to kick the back of the room. Inhale, hold. Exhale, bend that knee, drop it down to the floor. Curl the toes under here. Take a nice deep inhale and slowly sit back on your heels. You can always use blocks too to bring them underneath your hands if you just need a little elevation. And you can lift one knee off the floor if you like, the other, or both at the same time. Just a little movement here. And allow your knees to be nice and wide, spread apart, so that gives room for the belly. So you can bring one knee out to the side, maybe the other. Same thing. We start with our foundation. We need to stretch our foundation so we feel rooted and grounded in everything that we do. And that starts with our feet. Every time we put our feet down on the floor, we stand up. Gravity's pushing all that weight down. We're holding the weight of the world. This is a really good stretch. You can go side to side. Take a breath. Take a moment. One more time here. Relax those shoulders. And take a nice deep inhale, lift up into tabletop, point the toes behind. Now if this is too intense in the front of the ankles, you can bring a block and slide it in between your ankles and slowly sit back on the block. And you can double the block too to give more elevation, so it's not, you don't feel any pinching or pain sensation. So as we hold here, take a breath as we sit on our heels. If this is really easy for you and you just want a little extra stretch, you can also lean back a little bit and lift one knee off the floor. That gives an even deeper stretch up into the shins, and lift the other. You can go one side to the next. Take a deep breath. One more time. Slowly on the inhale, bring the hands back down to the mat. Slide your blocks out to the side if you were using them. Wrist in line with shoulders, knees in line with hips. Curl the toes under here. Allow your knees to be a little bit wider than your hips to give room for the belly. Take a nice deep inhale, lift the knees off the floor, shift back into your down dog. Once you feel that the belly has plenty of room in between the thighs, relax the head and keep the knees nice and soft. You can pedal the feet here. Bend one knee, bend the other from side to side. The more bend you bring into the knee, the more the hip will drop for an added small twist. It's not a big twist at all. It's just a little drop here. And you can go as fast as you like if you're feeling like you just want to pump a little bit, or you can go as slow and connective as you'd like. Stay with your breath rhythm. Spread those fingers. Relax the shoulders. Breathe. Hold the down dog here for a count. Take a nice deep inhale. Look up to the front of the mat. On the exhale, with wide legs, walk your feet all the way up to the front of the mat. They can be as wide as your mat here, the feet. You can drop the hands forward into your forward fold hang. And take a nice deep inhale and slowly roll the back up as if your arms are just weightless like a rag doll. All the way up to the sky. And slowly bring the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Nice deep stretch here, a little arch in the spine. And exhale, bring the hands to heart center into your mountain pose. Take a breath. Take a moment. Nice deep inhale. Drop those shoulders. Nice long exhale. I'm going to do 2 half sun salutations here. Take a nice deep inhale. Lift the hands all the way up to the sky. Little arch here at the top. On your exhale, slowly drop the hands down to the floor. Bend the knee slightly. Inhale, bring the hands to shin or thighs. Halfway lift. Imagine there's a board on your back. Keep your knees nice and soft through this. Exhale, forward fold. Slowly drop the belly in between the thighs. Inhale, roll all the way back up. Keep the chin down onto the chest until you come all the way up to look up to the sky, arms up. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Exhale, swan dive the arms all the way down to the floor. Give room for the belly in between. Inhale, hands to the thighs or shin, halfway lift. Bend the knees slightly. Exhale, forward fold, drop the hands down to the floor. Inhale, slowly roll up. Feel your spine decompress as you roll all the way up. Look up to the sky. Nice little arch here. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Take a breath. Take a moment. Slowly bring your hand. You're gonna drop your hands down to either side, palms face forward. And you're gonna turn your feet out away from the mat. We're gonna come into what I call a yogi squat. This is really beneficial for pregnant ladies and also if you're going into labor. So first thing first though, grab your blocks and bring them in between, a little bit back behind your heels. As the toes are faced away from you, the heels are inside. You're gonna bring the hands to prayer or down on your knees. And as you bend the knees and come to a squat, come all the way down, you're gonna sit down onto the blocks. Now you might have to assist yourself, take your time coming down. Once you're rooted on your block, you can press the elbows into the inner thighs and bring the hands to prayer hands in front of you. I'm going to turn to face you. Nice and wide, elbows in, prayer hands and look up. As you take a deep breath, you feel the squat, the openness here. Some people say they've given labor in this position and it feels great. It just helps with the pelvic, whatever works for you. Some people don't like the knees out. They need the knee in to open the pelvic. Every body is different. So just find and feel what feels good, what feels right. Your intuition always knows. And if you'd like, if it's accessible, you can bring your hands, one hand onto the knee as you press the other elbow into the other knee and just do a little twist. You're almost just pushing the elbow behind. You're not doing a deep twist, just a little bit. Just pushing the elbow and the thigh behind you. Look to the one side of the room, then slowly come back to center, prayer hand. Press the other elbow in, grab the other knee. And just look over just a little bit. Allow the belly room here. Slowly bring the hands back into prayer. Take a breath. Drop the shoulders. Bring that deep inhale. And long exhale. Another deep inhale. And on your exhale, we're going to come down into our seated position. So however you would like to come down. Some people like to come down forward to drop one knee and then the other. Some people like to roll back. Whatever works for you. Come all the way down into your tabletop position. So you can remove the blocks. Tabletop. And as we hold in the tabletop here, I want you to spread your knees wider than your hips. Bring that awareness in. And we're going to need the blocks for this one, so grab the blocks and bring them underneath the hands, and you can use the tears for this. We're going to put the weight of our torso and our hips onto the right knee, and we're going to take a step up with the left leg. With that step, bring the left leg to the outer side of the mat. It doesn't need the knees away from the belly, the heels away from the belly, nice and wide out away from you. Just like that. The knees are 90 degrees. Take a deep breath here. And sometimes you'll feel a deeper stretch if you walk the feet out a little bit wider, and you just kind of shift the hips forward just a little. Keep that knee bent here, just a little. It's a little shift forward and back, and now you can straighten the leg if you like as you shift back and pop the toes off. And on the inhale, you can drop the toes back down to the floor, shift the shoulders up to the front of the mat. There's room for the belly here. And on the exhale, shift the hips back, pop the toes off, the front leg will straight. So just do a little forward and backwards motion. Lots of room. So from the forward view, it'll look like this. Leg out to the side, all the way forward, all the way back. This is really good for the sciatic nerve too, if you have any of the sciatic pain or hip pain here. Let's do this one more time. And slowly come back to center. Press the heels and toes into the mat. Press into the fingers here. And just slide that leg all the way back behind you. Beautiful. We'll go right into the other side. Lift the right leg to the outer mat, away from the block, to give room for the belly to come in between. You can inch those toes a little bit up towards the front of the mat if you want more room when we go forward and back. Whatever works. As we hold here, you feel there's room for the belly. There's no pinching or pain sensation. Take a nice deep inhale, shift the hips forward, and slowly bend that front knee a little bit more. On the exhale, shift the hips back, straighten the front leg, pop the toes off the mat. The same thing we did on the last side, we'll do on this side. So just on the inhale, come forward and back. And you can always use the tears of the block too. This is too much. Forward and back, more room for the belly. Just allow the hips to do the movements here. So you'll feel the hip come forward. Shoulders may look up if you're using the tears. You'll feel the hip shift back. Toes come off. A few more times. Stay connected with that breath here. Drop those shoulders, open the hips. You can always go deeper in any stretch too. That feels good for you. You know your body. Don't let anyone tell you to do anything that you know feels uncomfortable. Find your breath rhythm. Nice deep inhale. Nice long exhale. Last one. And slowly put the weight on the back of your knee and slide that leg that's in front of you to meet the other knee as well. You can drop the blocks down on the floor. You can slide them out. We'll come down onto the mat. Walk your knees out to the sides of the mat. as the big toes touch behind you. You want to have a lot of room here. You want the belly to be able to drop in between the thighs. You drop your hips down onto your heels here and walk the hands all the way to the front of the mat. Once you feel that nice stretch in the lower back, the hips, you can drop your forehead down to the mat. If this is too intense for you, you're more than welcome to use a block. And you can bring the block on top of the forehead here. So you can rest the forehead down to alleviate any tension in the neck here. You're also more than welcome to slide it in between your chest if that feels comfortable for you. Whatever you need here, take a moment as you come into this child's pose. This is the last pose we'll finish with. So as you sit here in child's pose, find that breath rhythm again. That nice, deep, long inhale. You feel the belly drop towards the floor. The shoulders want to scrunch up a little bit. And on the exhale, the belly comes into the navel. The shoulders relax. And you feel your hips sink a little deeper. All about that breath rhythm as you inhale. Fill the nose, fill the belly all the way up. That nice long inhale. And release on that long exhale. Stay right here in this moment of that breath, that nice long inhale. Nice lengthy exhale. And this is that breath that helps you to get through all the little things, to get through the movements, get through the motions when going through birth, when we're going through anything that's stressful in our lives. This is what helps bring us back to this moment. To know that everything we need is right here in our heart space. That our gut can lead us into the direction that we know is best. And when all these things come at us, all the to-do lists, all these, did you do this? Here's my opinion, blah, blah, blah. When it all comes through, you go, I come back to the breath. I come back to this moment, the here, the now. The me, my body, my baby. So breathe with that. The intention is to be still and here. And you can stay here for as long as you would like. And try and stay here for a few more breaths on your own. That's the part of the practice. It's your practice. So as you stay here for a few moments, I'm going to end the practice here. I honor and cherish and see the light in each and every one of your beautiful souls, yogis. Namaste, and thank you for joining me. If you have any concerns or comments, please write them down in the comments, submit them, I will read them, and if you would like me to do any other segments, please let me know. The beauty of YouTube is it is free, and I like to allow all people to have access to my videos. So again, take your time, and have a wonderful day.